Hello everyone, Julio Torres here, and this is a review of the LEGO Bionicle Mask Maker vs. Skull Grinder set. So this set includes three things. It includes Akimu, the Mask Maker, Kalta, the Skull Grinder, and the Mask of Creation with a little stand on it. So, let's get on with this review.
So over here we have Akimu, the Mask Maker. So for its articulation, he can move his arms 360. Though it's kind of hindered because of his armor piece over here. The same for his lower arm and his hand. He can do the same for his legs, except there is a foot instead of a hand. And he can do the same with his other leg and his other arm. So for his functions, let's start off with his back function. If we turn the lever over here, he can actually swing his hammer, like if he were making a mask. The hammer also has another function. If you turn over here, the missiles will actually fire. And I'm not going to fire the missiles just because they're these little studs. And I'm not going to risk bothering to lose. I'm not going to risk the studs and bother to look for them. Like, I've already lost a bunch of studs with my other protectors. So yeah, I'm not going to risk it. Over here you have his shield, which it can spin. You can pop off the mask. Oh, let me put his head more forward. And you may be asking, why does Akimu have a golden protector mask rather than his Mask of Creation? Well, if you remember from the Flash episodes, Akimu was buried in this golden protector mask because the Mask of Creation was lost when Makuta pawned the Mask of Ultimate Power and nearly destroyed Akodo. And another thing of articulation I forgot to mention, the chest pieces over here, which I didn't mention because they don't really move, like in the Flash animations. They don't move like normal body parts like arms and stuff. So yeah, that's basically it for Akimu, and overall he is a great figure. So now, let's get on to Kalta, the Skull Grinder. While there's not much to talk about this, here is the display for the Mask of Creation. And it looks pretty nice. I'm glad that LEGO decided to include a display for the Mask of Creation, because for my other golden masks I had to make my own displays. So you have the Mask of Creation over here, which, I'll be honest, it looks like Vulture's mask if they painted it gold and added a crown. But it still looks nice. And it looks like just like in the Flash animations. Over here you have the holder. And down here, you have a blue piece that looks like the liquid that's under the Mask of Creation. And why I say liquid and not energized protodermis is because, while this looks like energized protodermis, it is not, because let's keep in mind that this is a reboot. So, you can grab the Mask of Creation, and let me zoom out here for a second. Grab your Akimu figure, pop off the mask, and put on the Mask of Creation. And I have to say, it looks pretty good on him. Like, it doesn't look like when Akimu wore the Mask of Creation, and I think it's because of the shield. So let me take that out. So now it looks like in the first episode of the Flash animations. Like that little trailer where it showed the backstory between Akimu and Makuta. So now, let's get to the Skull Grinder. So over here we have Kalta, the Skull Grinder, and he looks pretty nice. Over here, for his articulation, you can't really move his arms 360 unless you pop off the armor piece. Which, I don't think many people want to do considering it's a part of him. For his lower arm, it can move up and down. For his hands, they can move 360. And this hand includes a blade. The same blade from the Skull Slicer, to be precise. So over here on the legs, 360, 360, and on the foot, 360 obviously. And the same goes for his other arm and his other leg. So let's take a look at some of his details. First off, his mask. His mask is the same one from the Skull Warrior, and it looks good on him considering that Kalta is supposed to represent a skeleton. But about the horns, I'm honestly confused by them because I don't know what they're supposed to mean. Is it supposed to represent a bull? A demon? I don't know what it's supposed to represent. Over here his chest looks awesome, and this is actually a repainted chest piece from the Skull Scorpio, if I'm correct. And let's talk about the staff. His arm is kind of loose because of the staff, because the staff is really heavy, and this can be demonstrated better off in the back function. You can see that the staff doesn't work that well. And while it may seem that this is a con, there is actually... Oops, sorry about that. And while this may seem like a con, there is actually a way to fix this. I'll put a video in the description, a link to a video to be precise, of Janbrix's video of how to fix the arm, so that the Skull Grinder can hold the staff without his arm going loose. You have these armor pieces over here, which I'm guessing they're supposed to represent rotting flesh. And if that's what it represents, then damn, Lego's dark. And over here, you have the blades for the staff, and this staff is actually used for grabbing the Mask of Creation in the picture of the box, as you see right now. And yeah, that's basically everything for Culta. So now, let's get to my final results.
So overall, the Maskmaker vs. Skull Grinder set is a really good set. I would recommend it to any Bionicle Generation 2 fan, especially since it includes one of the main characters of Bionicle Generation 2, Akimu, the Maskmaker, which, for now, he doesn't play that much of an important role, apart from being the Matsunui Generation 2, but supposedly in 2016 he is going to play a bigger role. And plus this set also includes the Skull Grinder, so I would go ahead and pay the $30 for this set because it's worth it. I'm Who the Toy Reviews, and I'm signing off. Thanks for watching, everyone.